Welcome to Shipley Oval for this afternoon's match between the VWFL All-Stars in the yellow jumpers today, taking on the ADF All-Stars in the navy jumpers. And we're underway in this clash. The ADF heading to the left of screen during this first term. As we mentioned, the VWFL in the bright canary yellow today, heading to the right of screen. In your commentary team today, Anthony Stengert and Gavin Casey, and a very good afternoon to you, Gavin.
Good afternoon, Anthony. And before the game, when you hear the trumpeter play the last post, you get that shiver and goosebump feeling around just why we have such a special day to honour, you know, those people who have sacrificed so much for our country. And we all know what ANZAC Day comes to mean to us as a nation. But it's fantastic when you hear the trumpeter playing. It just gives you a great feeling.
And I think the respect given with that minute silence that I think in years gone past, there would be the odd person in the crowd that wouldn't lend their respect to that minute silence. But I think by having such significance to it over recent years, there is that respect given to honouring those that have not only past servicemen and women, but also the current ones that may be overseas and currently serving our country in the various forms of Army, Navy. In today's game, though, it's the VWFL for the fourth time taking on the ADF. The ADF currently in their possession the ANZAC Day Cup. And will the VWFL be able to square the ledger in today's game? Muller gets the ball out, but they kick inside forward 50 now, the ADF. Going hard in for the football was Sullivan. At that forward 50 over the football was Cooper. The VWFL under pressure in their defensive 50 early in this game. Unable to get the football away. Going in for it again is Sullivan. And the umpire coming in and saying, give the ball to me, we will have a ball up. We should mention the umpires today, Kelly Hume and Ian Van Lampard. The boundary umpires, Sam Severella and Captain Stuart Robertson. And the goal umpires, Adrian Fisher and John Gurry. So the ball coming up towards the ADF's forward 50 once again. The work by the VWFL. They kick the ball long in towards the middle. Looking for Craig. 2-on-2 contest. Good work by the VWFL. They get the quick kick inside their forward 50. Bounce of the football. Who will it favour? Good defensive effort that time, I thought, by Wilson. And now coming away with it is Pearce, and gets it on to her teammate in Tolson.
Tolson's long kick goes to centre forward. It's 2 versus 1 in favour of the defence force, but they'll have to come in as a tackler. And that was good work. But it's the VWFL clearing again to centre forward through Ladston. It's at centre forward, picked up by Davies. Davies couldn't get a clear kick, and it's turned over to Bush. And the umpire comes in and says a free kick goes to Bush. And that'll be a leaving kick for the Australian Defence Force. And just noting the constitution of the 20, we've got Army with 10 players, Navy have got 6 representatives, and the Air Force have contributed 4 to this side as Walker, who's from the Navy, has got it in the centre of the ground. Long kick out wide marked by Stanley, also of the Navy. So I wonder how they've come together, how many training sessions they've had, but they're combining beautifully, and that's a mark taken deep in their forward line. And I think that's Mulvina. Just as we get used to calling the names, the Defence Force will get the first score on the board. Short pass, beautifully done. So a closer kick towards goal, a little bit more acute, but a definite scoring chance here. That came from Cooper, who actually was the first player there. Kick goes spraying across goal and finishes up out on the full. So we don't, in the end, get a score for the Australian Defence Force. And it's in the hands of Harrington in the back pocket for the All-Stars of the Victorian Women's Football League, where we've got 14 clubs represented but it's in the hands of Muller for the Defence Force. Goes to centre forward. Now a hand pass comes out to Rowe. Rowe from 50, stabbing kick with the left, maybe not preferred, and allows the VWFL clear from half back. Long kick out of defence at ground level. Kassar might get it tapping towards a teammate, but Wilson comes in for the Defence Force, and those players slide in. Craig gets the clearing kick, but maybe not for long. But it does fortuitously get towards Hayes. Hayes goes to half forward, trapped by Bush. Bush hands it out the back and gets her teammate Pearce to clear it from her defensive 50 mark. Coming in late was Kassar. Now on the right boot, gets it inside 50. Already with the the nice bandana there by Arnold. She won't be hard to miss, so we'll be able to call Arnold quite easily.
One of a few Eastern Devils in the side today for the VWFL, selected from the Division 1 to Division 5 teams of the Victorian Women's Football League, which kicks off its season next Sunday, May 4. Kicking inside forward 50, Maloof. Cut off by the Defence Force, and they'll go wide to the outer side through Holmwood. Bouncing football, 2-on-2 contest in the front spot, leading in the race. Sivrite gets the ball inside forward 50. Fighting for the football, Holmwood again. Comes out. Now, VWFL inside forward 50. No mark taken by Pearce. Handball to the back of the pack. They've got the numbers. Does she handball across or does she kick it herself? She kicks it herself. And Kaisley puts it through for the first goal of the afternoon. And the VWFL All-Stars on the board with their first major and the first score of the day. It's taken nearly 7 minutes, but they lead the ADF All-Stars yet to score.
Yeah, you've got to admire the courage by Pearce to run back with the flight of the ball. Just couldn't grasp it in, and that's where the crucial moment happened at ground level. It was the numbers for the VWFL and the goal finishing with Kaisley. Just to talk about the VWFL before we get this another bounce going in the centre. 14 clubs represented out of the 32 that we have in the VWFL. And last year there was only 27 clubs in the competition, so the competition seems to be expanding ever more as women's football gets a foothold in Victoria. And again, it's the Defence Force trying to go forward through Walker. She couldn't walk out of a tackle, and it's a turnover, and that's very loud by the girls in front of us. Are going to be their cheer squad. We'll turn down the effects mic because that was piercing, that sound. But it's in the hands of Lambert. Lambert, one bounce, has got teammates by her side, decides to try to go for glory, but her kick was terrible, and she does concede. Maybe I could have gone inboard because it was a pretty fair miss out to the right.
Well, it's good to see that the VWFL girls are backing themselves in straight away in today's clash. We've seen 2 opportunities streaming towards goal. They've backed themselves in. They've gone for it. And that's what you've got to do. Get that confidence up early on in the game. A bit of the sharing and caring is left for later in the match. But kick forward this time by McLeod. Centering kick. No mark taken by the Defence Force. It will provide an opportunity for the VWFL. Comes to ground level. Great defensive work. Comes out now. Kassar over the football. Plenty of hard work by Rowe. Oh, now the ball comes out. Kick towards goal by Hayes. Bounce doesn't go her way. We saw a few unusual bounces to that end in the draft selection match earlier on today. A few ones that looked like they were bouncing towards goal but went straight across the face. Let's see what the ball can do today as ADF again clear.
And underneath it, trying to take the mark was Portelli. A high up and under. It's Arnold, just drops the mark, and Bush has been good early. Her hand passes aren't though. Turnover and shoes. Maloof, flying shot into the goal square. Mark taken. Beautifully done by Kaisley, the goal kicker. So she has an opportunity to put her second on the board. 2 goals in 10 minutes. Dream start.
It is. Can she have 2 from 2?
Well, just been straightened up. Seems academic, but we've seen missed shots from closer. No drama with that one. Straight through the middle. Kaisley puts 2 on the board. The VWFL move on to 2-1-7 halfway through this first quarter. Great start for the Victorian Women's Football League. But the Australian Defence Force have had their opportunities going forward, so it looks like it's looks like it's a good contest, even though the VWF have started well. Ow, should I put on the end? It's so many letters.
Well, it's better than earlier on this afternoon on the scoreboard where they had the VMFL. So we've finally got it right on the scoreboard. Ball back in the middle. Here they come again. Kick out of the middle. Maloof has been lively early. Can Arnold pick it up? No, it comes down to Pearce. Pearce to the outer side. High up. And great mark taken by Lambert. Lambert with the Eastern Devils, but free kick. Ball coming back.
The umpire just being pedantic, perhaps. Don't want to criticise umpires, but straightening up Lambert before she continues on.
So kick inside forward, 50 ADF, a chance to get their numbers back. No mark taken by Patelli. And we will see another ball up. 35 metres out from the VWFL goal. After ADF had the majority of the ball in their forward half in the early stages of this term. It's all turned around. A quick scoring by the VWFL has seen them get on the board and lead by 13 points. 11 minutes gone, first term. Kick out of defence by Muller. Has tried to kick off the ground. Wasn't effective. It's going to be a throw. It is a throw says the umpire. And the free kick going the way of the ADF. Mark taken. Good work by Walker. Walker now with the football. They've got the run coming through the centre of Shepley over long, deep into attack at the back of the pack. Drake. Will it fall in her hands? It does. Ball comes down. Oh, great defensive effort that time by Weiss. Gets it out now. Kearse kicks it out wide. Leading in the race, Stanley. But, great work by the Victorian Women's Football League. Bounce of the football, though, comes into the hands of Holmwood. They go out wide. They've found a target. Has it stayed in? No, it hasn't. Mercer took the mark, but the ball not staying in play. And we'll see a free kick going the way of Victorian Women's Football League. They look down the ground. Finger tipper for Coulston. Now she ends up with it. Kicks long, inside forward 50 and finds her target in McLeod. McLeod's going to look long towards goal. Arnold running back towards the goal square. Just out-muscled on that occasion by Pearce. And the ADF once again are able to clear, but the mark taken by Craig.
Craig's got it inboard. Nice hand pass over to Plum, but it has to be given back to Craig. Craig from 45 unloads. Will it have the journey? It looks like it came off fingers, because that's important, because it gets all the way to the line for a minus score. Just the ADF had the defenders on the last line, and we could use a lot of puns and play on words with defence in terms of the ADF. And well, we won't go all, well, I could go all day about the analogies we could depict, but probably potentially inappropriate. So it will be the ADF, though, trying to clear from the back line. Kick goes long and up in the line. Getting in good position was Rieselman. Looked like she took 2 grabs and a mark, I would suggest, but the umpire said there was more than one pair of hands on the ball, so Rieselman has to go the ruck duties. Taps it on to her teammate in Kassar. Kassar gets it onto Weiss. Weiss goes towards Arnold. Arnold gets it to ground level. Got support in McLeod. McLeod bursts out of the tackle. Desperate tackle comes. Kick towards goal. Well, it nearly squeezed in, but it's just right of the post for another minus score. So it's 2 goals, 3-15 as we tick over 14 minutes. They're not mucking around the ADF as they kick out, but it's been a mark given to McLeod again. So within a minute, probably didn't even have time to think about a miss. Has a second go. Tries to do the team thing with a handball inboard. Handball from Coulson to Kassar. Kassar's flying shot misses to the right. So 30 seconds after the last one, another addition to the score means the VWFL All-Stars are 2-4-16, doing all the scoring. But the ADF looked pretty good in defence. Got some good markers, and there's one in terms of Homewood, who's been impressive already in the first 15 minutes.
So the ball being brought around the outer side, high up and under kick. And good work by the ADF, able to get their hands on it first. Oh, great smother off the boot, pushing the VWFL back inside forward 50, looking wide, and they try to find McLeod. She's first to the football one-on-one contest. Can she snag it from the pocket? No, she can't. Out of bounds on the full. And it will be a free kick going the way of the ADF.
Nice bump there by Wilson, putting McLeod into the fence with that bump. So she really did travel after the hip came in from Wilson.
And I think prior to that, it was Lambert that got that kick to her, had got the smother off the boot of her opponent and got the ball forward quickly. So the ADF now coming down further afield.
There's a penalty for encroachment.
No one on the mark. Handball over the top. Looking for Maselli. Can't keep the ball in play and trading out of bounds on the full now. And the free kick to be taken by Plum. Plum of the St Kilda Sharks. Kicks it long up towards forward 50, inside forward 50. Bounce of the ball. Goes to Bush. She elects to come back inside off the fingertips. Tolson now with the football. Oh, great work by Weiss. Weiss long towards goal. Good work by the VWFL. Soccer skills at a premium. Not there for Davies. Ball in the left forward pocket. The ADF defending gallantly, and the umpire says we will have a ball up.
You've got to think one feature of the ADF is their fitness. You'd hope that our defence force would be fit as a fiddle, and whether that plays its part in the long run, then you would suggest that they'd have fitness advantage with all their training. Clearing
kick by Bush. Ball comes now. VWFL back inside forward 50. The bounce. Casa. No, straight to McLeod. McLeod shows a burst of speed. She lines it up, kicks it towards goal, and under plenty of pressure, puts it through. And Kirsten McLeod puts through her first of the afternoon from the Cranbourne Football Club. And it is the third goal going the way of the VWFL. And they lead 3-3-21 against the ADF All-Stars, yet to score. And we're 17 and a half minutes gone, first term.
Yeah, she's looking a class above almost on her own. She seems to be able to find her own space, take the ball on the bounce beautifully, just skirts around opponents and got some good skills when she's not being smashed into the fence.
Might have been better suited to the earlier game in the draft selection match.
Well, that's true, but is Cranbourne a Division 1 side now? Because they...
Yeah, they're in Division 1. So.
Division 1, because they progressed from the pre-season where they looked like they might be in a lower division, but yeah, she's going to be a great player in Division 1 football, looks like. ADF did win the centre clearance and went forward, but resolute in defence was the VWFL as we approach quarter time. All the scoring with the All-Stars from the Victorian Women's Football League. Division 1 to Division 5 represented. They'll go forward again. This time it's through Kassar. Gets it long and deep. Who's going to run onto it? Bush. She's been impressive. Oh, just walks out of the pack nicely. The short pass maybe was a bit too ambitious. Maselli, well, wasn't to her advantage, but she butted up again just to hold it up, and handing it over was Tolson for the ADF.
Well, you talk about Cranbourne. They open their account as the new Division 1 club next weekend, taking on St Kilda. So the two teams, just the one representative for each in today's game for the Victorian Women's Football League side. So coming out of defence is Muller. Muller towards half forward, bounce eludes, both running towards it. Ladson darting back up against her opponent in Malvina. They try and clear it. The Victorian Women's Football League getting a clearing kick now to the outer side, getting one hand to it. Stanley not getting the other, and under plenty of pressure now. Good work showing support. Mazoka, they go backwards to go forwards now. Up towards forward 50. Good punch away from the back of the pack by the ADF. They're now soccering it down towards half forward. They can get the quick handball out. Good pressure then by Plum. We're talking about St Kilda, and the St Kilda Sharks player showed plenty of defensive skills. They get it out towards this broadcast side wing. Trying to get her hands on it was Rapos. Now all wrapped up. That time was Craig. She gets the tackle on her opponent in Maselli. Up towards forward 50 once again for the ADF. Coming back is Plum. She's been lively early on. Oh, gets around her opponent. Gets onto the right boot. But there is quarter time in our main game here at Shipley Oval today. And the VWFL All-Stars have dominated the first term. 3-3-21. They lead the ADF All-Stars yet to score.